What is leadership? Anybody? Former President Dwight D. Eisenhower said, leadership is the art of getting somebody to do something you need done because they want to. Isn't that an amazing art? Don't you want that in your toolbox so that you can influence people in your family, maybe your partners, maybe your children, so that they do what you need to get done? It is an essential tool for people who are leading in a volunteer organization like Toastmasters. So I had to do a project to learn how to motivate people, to motivate my team on a project. I'm going to share with you three keys or three strategies that I used, and I'm going to explain how I used them in my particular project. The first strategy is communication. Duh, you have to tell people what you want done in order for them to do it, right? But Dwight tells us, don't hit them with a fire hose. That is, don't say too much or you're going to overwhelm people. So what I did was I said to my team, I want to make our meetings more fun and energizing because a lot of people are only coming when they're giving speeches, and that doesn't work. We need people to fill out the other roles, so we need to make it more fun. Simple. I said, we need to brainstorm ideas. Great. How could they miss? All they had to do was come up with new ideas. So that's what we did. Now, another thing about communication, it starts with the prefix com. Do you know what the prefix com means? It means bring together. It's the same prefix that's in community, commerce, commons, and comprehension. It brings people together. And so that was my idea, was to come up with a project that brought us all together. And it did, because it was a great idea that we all benefited from. They wanted to work on it because they all care about our club doing well. The next key or strategy is emotions. Emotions in leadership? Yes, actually, emotions, because it's the emotions that help us decide what we want to do. And then we use reason and logic to justify our choices. It's true. A neuroscientist, Antonio Damasio, did a study of people who had brain damage to the emotional centers of their brain. And they could not make the slightest decision. They couldn't even decide what to have for lunch because their brain was damaged. We need our emotions. Now, many influencers already know the power of emotions. Unfortunately, a lot of them use the negative emotions like fear or shame, such as politicians. Vote for me because otherwise that guy will win and he will take away all your money and all your power. Fear, right? Or sometimes shame. We have to save the whales. The whales are devastated and we have to change our behavior and you have to go out and buy EVs. Shame, because it's our fault. But in Toastmasters, we try and use the positive emotions because, as Boris Yeltsin of Russia said, you can build your throne with bayonets, but it's not comfortable to sit on. So in my effort, I used joy, fun, play, happiness. And so the first thing that we thought about was how can we make our table topics more fun? And one person came up with the idea of a continuous story where each person would add on to the story ad lib. And another one came up with the idea of having a spinning wheel that had different objectives so that, the wheel would spin after you had already volunteered. So that was the way in which we had fun. The third strategy is acknowledgement or appreciation or recognition. Because we can't give people money, we can't give them promotions, but we can give them appreciation. And this is actually a very, very powerful strategy. So the next area that we needed to work on in our club was our themes for next year. Now, I had already met with two of my members and we came up with themes. But then we met with the third member who happens to be the new VPE, Kathleen, and she says, I don't like these themes. They're boring. I want something new and exciting. And I said, okay, great. I didn't question. I didn't argue. I encouraged her to tell me what she wanted. And each time she would say an adjective, I'd say, oh, that's a great theme. And so I acknowledged her. And the more I acknowledged her, the more great ideas she came up with, until we have a great list of themes for this coming year. Wait till you find out some really fun play ideas. So that's basically the three shins of leadership: communication, emotion, and recognition. Now, we could have been shun, but I don't like the word shun, so I'm using shin instead. Finally, I want to say, if you want to develop your leadership skills and you are not already a part of the leadership team, there is room for you to be on each one of the leadership teams, any one of them that it's going to suit or fit with you. For example, if you were to join Kimmy in helping to motivate people to join the club, you'll learn the skills of enrollment. Or if you join Barbara Gross, you learn how to promote, use social media, how to edit videos. And finally, if you join Michael Ann, you learn how to use Zoom. So I encourage you to step up and develop your motivational skills and make a difference in your life.